everybody, my name's Tara. I'm from the Bayside Studio here in Melbourne, and I'll be taking you through a strict class today. It's just 20 minutes, so just feel free to grab a mat, pop on something cozy, and we'll get started. You will need, if you have one at home, a stretch band, or you could also use a yoga strap if you've got one. Otherwise, if you need a little bit of leverage, you can always use a towel, a tea towel, or something just to pop over that foot. But to get started, we're going to start at the end of your mat. So just come into the edge of your mat, finding your feet hip distance apart. Take a nice roll those shoulders, anchoring your shoulder blades just down your back. Just taking a few nice slow shoulder rolls, releasing any tension that you might have. And then whenever you're ready, we are going to start with a nice roll down. So just tucking your chin into your chest, softly bend through those knees. Let your head hang nice and heavy, your hands. Your shoulders start to droop forwards. And once you get to the bottom, just finding that nice forwards fold, softly bending through those knees. And then when you're ready, just slowly rolling up through that spine, stacking each vertebrae on top of one another. And then you can feel free to stop at any point that you need to have a small moment there. Just taking a few more like this. And remember to soften down that breath as deep as you can. Take a nice inhale. And then an exhale, and then rolling all the way up. Just a nice slow movement today, just opening each vertebrae. Nice, we'll take two more just like this, rolling all the way down. Good. And once you get to the bottom, just anchoring through those lower abdominals, rolling all the way up, opening each vertebrae a little deeper. We will take one more just like this, so rolling all the way down. Once you get to the bottom, just finding a hold of your elbows if that's available for you. And just letting everything hang forward, so softly shake your head yes. Sorry, nod your head yes, and then shake your head no. Good, just let any tension out. And then softly just swaying side to side, however you might like to do so. You might like to go slow or quick, or even just hold a static position. Whatever feels nice for your body, just listen to that lumbar spine. Listen to your body. Nice. Take 4 more breaths here. 3, 2, and 1. Whenever you're ready, just taking a nice wide step out. You can stay all the way down. Press your right hand in towards the floor and then open that left hand all the way up. If you need a little assistance, you can always hold on to that shin, or feel free to grab a yoga block or something to pop in front of you, maybe a pillow as you need. Just opening through that chest nice and deep. Take an inhale here, reach those fingers a little higher to the ceiling. And then exhale, float that hand all the way down to the floor. Once you make it to the center, just softly bend through those knees. And then stretch that bottom up nice and high. You might like to walk those fingers through your legs. If that's available, just turn to the side so you can see. So softly bending through. Just making sure there's no arching through that lumbar spine. Or you might like to hold on to those ankles and pull your body nice and close towards your thighs. Take 2 more just like this and stretch all the way up. 1 more just like that. Good, finding that nice stretch or soft bend through the knees, and we'll find that left hand into the mat. Open that right arm all the way up, opening through your chest. Good, remember you can hold on to that shin. You can find a yoga block or something that might help. Just taking a nice inhale here. And exhale. All the way up. And then slowly floating that arm down to the floor. And if it's available for you, keep that body folded forwards. Take your hands just behind your back and then let those hands fall towards the floor. Good. And just making sure that head is hanging nice and heavy. There's no tension through the neck. So just give it a small little shake. And again, you can softly bend through the legs here, or you can keep that nice stretch with the knees pulling up your thighs for a deeper hamstring stretch. Take that deep inhale here. And then exhale, float those hands back to your bottom. Press those hands into the floor, then slowly walk those heels and toes together. And just have one more little moment here, just pedaling out through those legs. And then whenever you're ready, we will make our way down to the floor. So just coming onto your knees, however you need to do so. Press your hands in towards the mat. Press the tops of your feet here, knees underneath those hips, hands underneath those shoulders, and find that cat-cow. So really opening through the shoulder blades, let that chin drop towards your chest, and then arching or rolling through that spine, releasing any tension. And lifting your chin nice and high, and then rolling through each vertebrae again. Now you might need to take a few shifts of your hips side to side, so wagging that tail, or you might even like to take a few circles here. Whatever feels nice for your body. And when you're ready, just reversing those circles. Good. We'll take 4 more breaths in this position, so just listen to your body again. You might like to shift your weight forwards and backwards. You might like to hold one position a little longer than the other. Nice, and whenever you're ready, coming back into that neutral spine, open those knees a little wider, toes will tuck together, sit your hips back and press your hands forward in towards the mat. Find that nice child's pose, just let that tailbone press heavily into the mat. Open through your chest. Taking this inhale here and exhale all the way out. And when you're ready, just walking your hands up and over to the right hand side. Stack your left hand over your right and anchor through that left hip. Really opening through those ribs, opening through that lumbar spine. Should feel quite nice, that full stretch from under your armpit, down the side. Take one deep inhale here. And exhale. Walk those hands back over to the other side. This time over to that left hand side. We'll stack that right hand over the left, anchor that right hip down to the right heel. Just opening through that armpit, deeply breathing through that rib, and anchoring the hip down. Take a nice inhale here. Exhale, release it all out. Then just walking those hands back to the center, send those hips back. You might like to open your knees a little wider, or feel free to close them together. So you can bring them a little closer, or you can open them a little deeper for those hips. And whenever you're ready, just popping your body forwards onto your mat. Take your eye gaze towards the mat here, your arms open to a nice T. And when you're ready, just lifting your right foot all the way up, take it up and over, then resting your left ear onto the mat. Now this should feel quite nice for that lumbar spine. Trying to anchor that top shoulder towards the floor. You can open that knee a little deeper. Softly breathing here. Take a nice inhale. And then as you exhale, draw those knees back together. Turn your forehead back towards the mat. Bring that heel nice and close to your bottom, and if it's available, holding onto that foot, finding a nice quad stretch. You might like to lift that thigh slightly off the floor. And then you might also like to rest your ear back down to the floor as well. And it's really tucking through that tail, making sure there's no arching through that spine. So that tailbone is nice and heavy and presses towards your toes and that heel. Take a nice inhale here. And exhale, one more deep breath just before we move on. And exhale all the way out, nice. We'll take the other side, so finding that T position here. Forehead will start towards the floor, lifting up that left leg this time. Left toe will go towards the right fingers, then softly turning that ear towards the floor, opening that knee, anchoring that shoulder blade down to the mat. that inhale here. And exhale. And returning back to that center position. Knees will draw back together. Forehead can rest onto the mat, or you can turn that ear. Bring that heel to your bottom. And then if you can, squeeze that knee off the knee and thigh off the floor. Tucking that tail. Taking 2 deep breaths in this position. And exhale out. Last one here, deep breath in. Then exhale out. Nice. And then just coming back to that neutral position. Tuck your hands underneath your shoulders, turn your head. Feel free just to lift up slowly through that back. You can find a nice high cobra or a mid cobra here. Just opening through that chest. You might like to lift your chin. And then when you're ready, floating all the way down, we're going to tuck your toes under, find your downward facing dog if that's available for you. So press those hands in, tucking those toes and pressing your chest towards your thighs. Now you can stay here, or you might like to advance in this next one. So just pedaling through those feet if you like, or you can find that static hold. If you would like to advance, you can float one leg all the way up to the sky. Bend that heel towards your bottom and just open through that knee, just for a nice little stretch through that hip bone, through the quad again, and through the underneath hamstring. Trying to keep your shoulders nice and square. Then extending that leg all the way up, draw those feet back together, and then just have a little pedal of those feet, those hips. And we'll find that to the other side, so lifting that foot all the way up to the sky, bending that heel towards your bottom and opening through your hip. Again, trying to square up those shoulder blades and then nice and pressing towards your thigh. Take that nice inhale and exhale. Take that stretch. Good. And when you're ready, just walking those feet back towards your hands. Have that small movement, that small forwards fold. And then coming back to those knees, we'll slide your right foot forwards here into your pigeon. So your heel will come nice and close towards your hip. And then just trying to square those hips off before we do go any further. Walking your hands down, you might let you just pop your elbows on the floor. You can walk your hands as far forward. Or if you're okay to advance a little further, walking your heel nice and high, so you're making a 90-degree line between your knee and your heel. Then just pressing through, finding that glute stretch. Good. Now this can be quite strong. And if this is totally uncomfortable for you, please just roll all the way to your back, across that ankle over your knee. You can lift your knee into your chest, find your figure of 4, or you might like to stay there, just press that knee out to the side. So whichever one feels better for you. Just finding that pigeon or that figure of 4. And then stretch for the glutes. Good, and when you're ready, just taking one nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, you'll slowly roll all the way up. Then rotating up and around, so keeping that same knee nice and bent. Your side leg will be stretched, so that left leg will be stretched. Taking that side reach, so reaching for those left toes, then taking that right arm up and over. Good. Just finding that nice deep stretch for the side. And then whenever you're ready, just slowly taking that weight forward, take your right hand behind your right hip, and you can sweep your left arm back, reaching that left hand all the way back, those left toes to the corner of your mat, and then coming all the way down, drawing those ankles together, finding your sits bones here, lifting all the way up, opening through your chest, then folding forwards, finding that nice hamstring stretch. If you'd like a little deeper for your calf muscles here, you can flex through those heels, pull those toes back towards your shins, Or you can point through those toes and just let that head bend forwards to your knees. Good. And as you feel those muscles relax, start to take a nice deep breath in. And then you can try and lower yourself a little further each time you do feel that relaxation through the muscles. Great, and then rolling all the way up. We'll bring the soles of your feet together here so they'll press together. Your knees can press out to the side. And feel free to either pop those elbows in towards your knees, or you can walk your hands forward. If you would like a little extra, you can bring the soles of your heels up. Take your forearms, lift your palms towards the ceiling, and then your heels will rest on those forearms. And you'll actively try and pull your chest a little closer to your feet here. Now this will get a little deeper into those glutes for you. So again, just taking those nice, soft, deep breaths. One more deep breath here. And exhale. Take those hands out or lifting all the way up. And we will repeat to the other side. So just finding that pigeon with your left leg this time. Right leg will be extended back. Pressing into that pigeon stretch. Or you can roll onto your back. Find that figure of four. Taking those elbows down or walking those hands as far forward as you can. And again, you can also try and find that heel in line with your knee for a little extra. Just making sure that those hips are nice and square, not lifting up too high. That nice inhale here. As you exhale, you can slowly release all the way up. And when you're ready, just rotating that hip all the way up and over, bringing that heel nice and close into that hip. Taking that beautiful side reach, so reaching for that right toe, left fingers will reach all the way up. And try not to sink nice and low here. You want to actively reach those fingers to the side and anchoring that left hip down to the floor. And when you're ready, taking that small contraction, that big circle around, left hand will sit behind your hip, right hand will reach all the way up, just pressing through those hips, reaching your hands back. Take that inhale here. Then exhale, pop your bottom down onto the ground, sweeping those legs, joining them back together. Find that small forwards fold here. Again, if you'd like to find that calf muscle stretch, really peel those toes towards your shins. You can open through your chest, have a flat back. Or if you'd like to point those toes, bring that chest towards your knee, or head towards your knees, thigh towards your chest. And hold for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly rolling all the way up. And when you're ready, if you do have that yoga strap or that bend, please feel free to grab that here. And lie all the way down onto your back. Take that right foot, pop it all the way into, you've got the wrong foot, pop it in towards your strap there. Then you can flex your heel. You might like to take a few little circles around, just finding that hamstring stretch. Bending through the knee will get a little deeper into the belly of the hamstring, but stretching and pointing will get a little deeper. Flexing will get a little deeper into the calf muscle. Bending the knee will get a little deeper into the belly of the hamstring. Good. Beautiful. And whenever you're ready, taking that strap into your right hand, open that left hand out to the side into a T position. Then taking that heel all the way open, so really pressing through that inner thigh. If you would like a little extra, you can bend the other knee, then open it out to the side. So you have 2 turned out legs. And you might like to hold on to that side knee, or you can keep that hand in the T. And again, you might like to flex or point through that foot of the working leg. Just make sure you are taking those nice deep breaths to relax through those muscles. Hold for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Take that nice inhale as you exhale, drawing that heel all the way up. Bring those knees together. And you might like to stretch down that leg here, and swapping the band in towards your other hand. Open out that left hand, right hand, and that right foot will go up and over towards the left side. And you might like to siggle through your ankle here. So really rotating through that ankle and feeling that nice stretch all the way up the side of your calf muscle. And this one can be quite uncomfortable, so make sure you do take some nice breaths. Softly bending through that knee or stretching. When you're ready, just drawing that heel all the way back up to the center. And join your other foot together, so bring that left leg up to meet the right. Pop both feet into your strap, or you might like to hold on to them there. And just have a small little roll forward and roll backwards with that lumbar spine through those hamstrings. And when you're ready, taking that right foot out, left leg to return all the way up to the ceiling. Find that hamstring stretch, or flexing that foot into that calf stretch, whatever feels good for your body. Hold here for 4, for 3, 2, 1. Just taking that strap into your left hand, open that right hand, anchor both shoulder blades to the floor. You can draw that knee all the way up, then open both leg and heel out, so knee and heel out. Finding that nice inner thigh stretch again. You can flex or point through that foot. Just anchoring both shoulder blades here, so we have a nice square position. Both hips are nice and square, so not rocking one to the side, and using that band for a little bit of leverage. You might like to softly bend through the knees, stretch. Whatever feels good for your body. Take that inhale here, and exhale, draw your knee and your heel all the way back into the center, and stretching down that right leg, taking the strap into that right hand, open the left hand into that T position, taking that foot all the way across the body. Then sickling through that ankle, finding that stretch up the calf muscle, and you might like to rotate your head to the other side. Deeply inhaling here, and exhale to roll that heel back to the center. Good. Taking that strap off here, just bring those knees in towards your chest. You can take a small little rock forwards, rock backwards. You might like to open those knees out, or you might like to close them in. Good. And then whenever you're ready, just a few little rock and rolls to find your bottom. Good, and that is your stretch class for today, everybody. I hope you have a lovely week. Enjoy your day. Thank you for joining me. Thanks so much.